Okay. Hello. I'm Neb / Elizabeth, whatever you know me as. This is my 75 hard experience. I'll be looking down a lot because I've got my computer just kind of like to stay on track kind of right next to me. I did 75 hard between January 4th. I started January 4th. It was a Monday, first Monday of the year. And then it went through March 20th, which was 75 days. Basically, there are set rules to follow in 75 hard. You need to follow a diet, no alcohol or cheat meals, a gallon of water a day, 2 45-minute workouts, one of them has to be outside, do 10 pages of reading, and take a progress picture. And that's every day between the time that you wake up and the time that you go to bed. So for the following a diet, what I did is I just tracked all my macros. You can do that in like MyFitnessPal. There's a bunch of different apps to do it. I hate people telling me what to do. So I did it myself. I did it on Excel and I literally just like had it add up the columns. What I did, I had set myself goals of eating at or around like 73 grams of fat, 285 grams of carbs, and 100 grams of protein a day. And that's just for myself, for my goals. I used the Harris-Benedict equation with my height, age, weight, all that. What I ended up eating was, on average, I ate 1,827 calories a day. And that was, so I did my macros, and then each macro has a set amount of calories per gram. And then I also had like another category on the side on Excel where I had it calculate my calories for that day. And then I had a separate spreadsheet where I tracked every single day down. I had my calories, and then I had another column that tracked my weekly calories on average, and then like total average. So all in all, in that 75 days, on average, I ate a total of 1,827 calories a day. My highest calorie day was 2,909 calories, obviously much higher, and I just eat intuitively right now. I'm not prepping or anything for a show at this time. So I just eat what I feel comfortable eating, and this was more of like a science experiment for myself to see how my body naturally adjusts for high calorie days versus low calorie days. On the flip side, my lowest calorie day was 818 calories. That was a day after eating like 2,000 plus calories every day, and I was just like, my body just naturally told me like, yo, you don't need as many calories today, like don't be as hungry. Which works for me. It doesn't work for everyone. Everyone has different hunger cues, and some people can intuitively eat, and other people need additional structure to get to a point where they can intuitively eat in a healthy level for their body. My second lowest day, just for reference, I don't eat like 800 calories regularly. That was a one-time thing in that whole 75 days. The next lowest day was over 1,000 calories. So that 800 calorie day, I was just not feeling it apparently. The no alcohol or cheat meals. No alcohol, shockingly enough, was really enjoyable. I just had like such clarity, and whenever I drink, I just stay up way too late and have way too much fun and regret it for the next like 3 days. So I kind of like ruined like 2 or 3 days when I drink. So it was really nice to just have 75 days straight where I did not touch alcohol. And I even went to Vegas. It didn't even tempt me there. Like people would come over and be like, hey, can I get you a drink? When you're in the casinos, they do that. Just say no and just drink my water instead. It was completely fine, which was a nice surprise. For the no cheat meals, I just told myself no sugar binges. That is my biggest thing. I can literally eat like the 5-pound bag of Swedish fish in one sitting. Like it's bad. I have an insane sweet tooth, so I would allow myself like one piece of candy just to like curb my sweet tooth. It's called Smart Sweets. There's like 3 grams of sugar in the whole bag. Those were really good for me because I had to have like 2 of those, and it would curb my sweet tooth without like consuming like 50 grams of sugar. Instead, I had like 1 gram of sugar. And that's all I needed, versus eating probably like 1,000 calories of gummy bears for no reason, with no micronutrient benefit, no big, it doesn't give me like good energy. That's a very simplified version, and this is why I have a nutritionist on my team. The other rule was 1 gallon a day. I started this challenge weighing 120 pounds, and day one, I was literally on Google, like, hyponatremia, like, can I die from drinking too much water? I was like messaging people. I was freaking out because I literally felt like a water balloon. Like, if someone were to just like touch me, I thought I was gonna burst and just like become a puddle. I have never consumed so much water in one day. On average, I would drink like maybe a bottle of water, like a glass or two here or there. I live in the desert, so water was just not my thing. That was definitely the hardest part for the first couple of days. But by day 3, I adapted. Like the first couple days, my stomach was literally like out to here, just like rock hard, just so bloated. After 3 days, my body adapted. By day 7 or so, like it was normal. And now it's like I drink a gallon, if not just short of a gallon every single day, just naturally. And it's really comfortable. Like it's not like I'm forcing myself anymore. The other part was 2 45-minute workouts where one of them has to be outside. I did receive a question asking what outdoor workouts can I do that are not running. There's so many you can do. If you have like an outdoor pool, you can swim, you can go for walks, you can just ride a bike, just moving your body outside. The thing with this challenge, I'm sure it is significantly harder in places like Canada and places that have very inclement weather. I thankfully live in Phoenix, so it's like sunny every day for the most part. What I did was a 45-minute outdoor walk with my dogs every day, which they enjoyed, I enjoyed, and Joe would come with me, and it would be like quality time after work for us to just go for our 45-minute walk every night before bed. And then I also had written myself a program of 5 days in the gym with 2 active recovery days. The 2 active recovery days, I did yoga, I did stretching, I would do like just breathing exercises for like transverse abdominis, so I do stomach vacuuming and stuff like that. And then for my 5 days in the gym, I had 3 lower body days, a glute focused, a posterior chain, so hamstring focus, and a anterior chain, so quad focused leg day. And then 2 upper body days. One of them was chest and tri focused, and then the other one was back and bi focused, which is what I normally do anyway. I've kind of continued it now, just tracking, progressively overloading, just the normal stuff. For me personally, the exercise was the least intense part of this challenge because it just kind of fit what I was already doing. But it was nice to have to like check that little box off whenever I did what I was already doing. For 10 pages of reading every day, this was a huge thing because I used to love to read, and then just throughout time I just made excuses to not read, or I'm too busy while I'm on my phone on Twitter or whatever. So I read 5 books in this order. So it's a lot of pages. I first read White Fragility. I saw a lot of promotions for this online, especially last summer during the Black Lives Matter protests. I was like, okay, I need to get educated on this. It was an okay book. I don't recommend it. If you do want to read books about racism in America, there are a lot better books, one of which I'll talk about in a minute. This one it's written by a white woman, and I don't like her attitude. But to each their own. Some people really like it, other people don't. I personally kind of regret giving money to a white woman who's benefiting off of the struggles of Black people that she's researched. So that's my 2 cents on that one, sorry, but it was okay, good start. The next one is for my ladies. It's called Come As You Are. It's basically, how do I say this appropriately? I mean, it literally says a surprising new science that will transform your sex life, but it was more than that. It's kind of just learning to love your body, processing through traumas, and just realizing that you're normal. Like, there's so much, because it's such a private thing to talk about your body and your sexuality and all that, especially as a woman, that this book just really helps you understand that like everyone has their weird stuff that they're like, ooh, is this normal? And this really helps you work through it, and kind of touches on various traumatic things that women do go through, unfortunately. It's a really good book. If you're a woman and you're feeling kind of like about yourself in any level, like physically, emotionally, sexually, spiritually, whatever, this is a really good book to just kind of like remind you that you're normal. If you hurt, go see a doctor. If you don't hurt, you're gonna be okay. Like, you good. So that was a good one. The next one that I read, oh my God, this book, you gotta read it. It's so good. It's called Educated. It's a memoir by Tara Westover. Basically, it's the story of her life, which is a memoir. She grew up in, I think it was Idaho. Yes, Idaho. And she was raised by super devout Mormons, almost to cult level though. Like, very, very intense, very, they shamed the women a lot, and to the point of like abusing the women. It's very emotional, and it's her story of coming from this childhood where she was educated in one way and believed that was what life was, to going on to go to college and postgraduate and PhD and all of that, and just her life experience coming out of this very abusive childhood into the woman that she ended up becoming and the struggles that she went through. Super good book. Very much recommend. Then touching on the next book that I kind of referenced earlier, it's Just Mercy. It's by Brian Stevenson. He is a lawyer. He's from the South. He's a Black man from the South. And he ended up going into basically getting people, like especially Black people, who are unjustly put on death row without trial, with just through racist measures, essentially. He tells a story of his work that he did in the Deep South in the last, I think it's like 30 years or so, as an attorney who represents men, women, even children who are put on death row and are innocent, and or just wrong place, wrong time, and they're tried as adults, even though they're children who just did not come from the best background and were unfortunately put in a situation by adults that got them put on death row. Super emotional book, very good though. Really important to learn about this side of history, and it's still happening in this country. Very good book. And finally, for myself, I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It basically talks about financial literacy and learning how to think like a rich person, I guess, which I really enjoyed it. Both of my parents are very similar to Poor Dad, unfortunately. They aren't poor. I love my parents very much, but they raised me in a way where it's, you save your money, you work hard, backtrack, you go to school, you get good grades, you go to a good college, you get a good education, you continue school or whatever to get a good job that's stable, and then you save your money and you're safe. And this book is written by Robert Kiyosaki, and his parents, very much like my parents, raised him in that sense of you work hard, you get a good job, you're stable, you're safe, save your money. And then countered that with his friend's dad, who essentially helped raise him, who had the rich dad mentality where you make your money work for you. And that was very new to me and kind of just changed my whole perspective on investing and financial literacy, because that's not something they teach you in schools out here. So very good book as well. Let's see. The other part of this challenge is the progress pictures. I had a question that asked, what's the hardest part to complete daily? And for me, it is remembering everything. I would literally go to bed and just be laying in bed and then be like, oh my God, I forgot my progress picture. And I'd have to get back up, put on my little like underwear sports bra combo and take my dang pictures before going back to bed. So remembering everything was definitely the hardest part for me. Other people that I've spoken to who have attempted or were doing the challenge, that was also a really big thing, is just making sure you do everything that you have to do. Another question was, any differences in progress pictures? Besides the initial bloat, not really. So by day 7, my stomach was back to normal. It wasn't like almost pregnant. And after that, my posture kind of improved, but I think that's more because my confidence improved. And all in all, not a major change. I didn't do any intense diet, so I didn't do like some keto or anything wild that would, like, no crash diets or anything like that. And I've got a body type that it takes a long time, unfortunately, to build muscle, so that was it was a slow process. You do see some changes, but nothing wow. But for me, it was a lot more of a mental challenge and just like showing myself that I can do it, and to ignore, as Andy Frisella says, the bitch voice. Andy Frisella is the creator of this challenge, and he talks about overcoming your bitch voice, which is like the voice inside of you that's like, I don't want to do it, and maybe tomorrow. Like, no, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it today. You're gonna do it right now, and you're gonna feel better later. And that is 100% true. Like, every night I would go to bed and be like, I crushed it. I did everything I needed to do today, and I'd be excited for the next day. Another question I had was, when did I feel my body start to change? As I've mentioned, after day 7, my body kind of adapted to the increase in water. I've trained since I was 18 or so, like weight training. So nothing major. I didn't get like abs suddenly, and I didn't get like giant guns or anything. I tightened up here and there, and then just went through the normal weight fluctuations. However, that's just like my physical body, but like between my ears, so much happened, and I have never felt so focused or motivated ever. Like, I am like #1 procrastinator. I would make so many excuses. I would just take naps when I didn't feel like doing something that I wanted to do. And since then, like, I still take my naps, but after I get done what I needed to get done. Just the mental focus that comes from doing this challenge, and even to a degree, like mental stubbornness. I got to a point where I was like, I don't know if I'm doing this challenge to do the challenge or just because I refuse to quit at this point, which it worked. I did it. But yeah, the mental focus was definitely the biggest part that came from doing this. Another question I got was, I don't want to lose weight. Is 75 hard something that I can do? 100% yes. My starting weight was 122.8 pounds. My end weight was 120.4 pounds. So nothing major there. And that was in different parts of my cycle. And I bounce up and down between 3 pounds constantly. My highest weight in the entire thing was 122.9 pounds, and my lowest weight was 119.9 pounds. So that's literally just 3 pounds apart. Nothing major. I didn't drop like 50 pounds or anything crazy. I didn't gain a bunch of weight. Weight fluctuation is completely normal. Like, it happens, especially in women. I can literally see what weeks I'm about to be on my period, because when I was tracking my macros and my calories, it was like the week before my period, my calories would go up. The week of my period, they'd go down. The week before my period, my weight would be up. The week of and the week after, it would drop again. Like, it is what it is. And you gotta understand that your weight will fluctuate, and not to stress out about what you see on the scale, and to be a lot more motivated by what you feel inside of you. Because I feel so much stronger, so much more confident, so much more focused by doing this. And if I just looked at the scale and was like, oh man, I only lost 2.4 pounds, if that was my goal, I'd get down on myself. And that's not the point of this challenge. I was asked what was my favorite part. Mental clarity. The focus is insane. As I said before, I would make excuses. I'd be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Like, I won't do it now. And throughout this challenge, it was literally like, I'd get excited about getting stuff done. Like yesterday, I mean, I'm not in the challenge anymore. Yesterday I got off work and I was like, I'm gonna do my taxes. And I did my taxes and I got them knocked out in one afternoon. And just getting it done was a huge part of this challenge, and just getting over myself, and instead of being like, man, I'm gonna lay in bed longer, or just like getting down on myself on whatever it is, I just pushed it aside, was like, no, you can do it, you will do it, and I did it. Like, it's not that bad. Like, I promise you, you're gonna feel a lot better after doing what you've been putting off than the time that you spend before moaning and groaning about it. My least favorite part, initially the water. Literally thought I was gonna die. Like, I literally thought I was gonna be hospitalized at one point because I was drinking so much water and my body was not used to it. But I did get used to it. I was fine. Like, my pee's very clear, but it should be anyway. By the end, though, my least favorite part was the fear of failing, because I am very stubborn. I hate failing. I hate letting people down. I hate letting myself down. I was kind of using Instagram as a way to hold myself accountable by posting every day about it. And I would literally have nightmares of me getting blackout drunk and then waking up and being like, oh my God, I failed. Which I obviously wasn't drinking, but I would literally have like a hangover the next day from my dream. It was so strange, because I just got so focused on achieving this goal that I set for myself that the fear of making a mistake it consumed my sleep, apparently. But it's just a fear of failure, and fear of failure makes you work harder. I've found, and it's not like I lost sleep. I was still sleeping. And just, you get it done. The hardest day itself, though, was day 31. I woke up, felt super unmotivated, went to the gym, had like meh workout. Halfway through my workday, I started getting the spots. If you get migraines, you know what the spots are. I literally had to message my boss and be like, hey, like, I'm about to go blind. Because I'm about to get a migraine. Can I please like make up this time tomorrow? Luckily I have a very great workplace, really great employer. He let me just flex that time. So I literally just laid down, put a pillow over my head, and just like was laying there in misery. Joe came home and was like, okay, like, time to do our walk. And I was like, no, we're not. Like, I quit. Like, I'm not doing it. And, he didn't even like question it. He wasn't like, oh, like, are you gonna be okay? He was just like, okay, let's go do the walk now. Even though I was just dying with a migraine. And that was definitely the hardest day for me. He literally just got the dog strapped up and was like, okay, we're going, and walked out the door. Luckily it was dark outside. I kind of just like walked around squinting, came back and was like, well, now I did the walk, I might as well do the reading and take the pictures because that's all I've got left. And I did it. It was not as bad as I got into my head about. Yes, migraines are very serious. Yes, you need to take care of yourself, but yes, you can achieve what you put your mind to. It wasn't fun, but I did it, and I'm so glad I did, because that was around the halfway point, and if I would have quit, I would have just stopped, and I wouldn't have made it all the way through and gotten all the benefits that I did from completing this challenge. Speaking of motivation and accountability, I think I'm just stubborn. I started it. I was posting on Instagram about it. I was like, wow, if I quit this, all my followers would know that I'm a little bitch. So I had that accountability on Instagram, and then I just refused to quit. I refused to let myself down. I refused to let my followers down. Not that anyone was like, I believe in you. Like, they were just like, wow, that's really intense. Nobody was depending on me for it besides myself. I was just stubborn, I guess. To find the motivation and the accountability, you just do it. I got motivated through my absolute disdain of failure. And that's about it. Another question, would I do it again? Yes. And hand in hand with that, would I recommend it? Yes. If this lines up with your goals that you want, if you feel stuck, if you feel like you're just treading water, not really getting forward in your goals in life, 100%, I loved this challenge. It shows you that you can do whatever you put your mind to. You just have to do it. Like, it's just this little to-do list. Some days suck more than others, but at the end of the day, each individual thing is not that hard. Like, it is called 75 hard, but you make it work for you, and you just do it. You don't make excuses. You just put your head down and you work. And that is how you get ahead in life. You lose the skills that you don't work on, and if you don't work on your mental toughness, you're going to lose that skill as well, is what I realized from this, because I gotten so complacent with my life. I have a steady job, I have a healthy relationship, I've got my dogs, I've got my life, and I just got comfortable. I was just doing the same thing every day, and I got stuck in the rut, got kind of bored with myself. I was like, meh, I know I can be doing more, but I'll just do what I'm doing right now. And this challenge really pushed me. I made my Instagram more focused on what my passion is, which is obviously fitness. I got my finances in check. I started planning stuff out more. I'm so focused on what I want for myself and getting there, instead of just daydreaming about what I might want and just be like, oh wow, that would be pretty nice. So just getting stuff done. If you feel like you're stuck and you're not getting stuff done and you've got these big dreams and whatever, this will push you to become the person who does achieve those dreams and who does push for those dreams, because stuff won't just fall in your lap. Sometimes they do, but 9 times out of 10, you gotta ask, you gotta push yourself, and you gotta work for what you want. And that's what this challenge will teach you. And then would I do it again? Yes. And kind of into that, there are 3 more phases for the Live Hard challenge. So 75 hard is just the initial 75-day challenge, and you can stop after that. That'll create those habits for you already. There are 3 more phases that you can do to complete the full year and do the Live Hard challenge, which I enjoyed 75 hard so much that I will be continuing this. Beginning April 1st, I will begin phase 1. It is the same rules as 75 hard, but then you add 3 critical power list tasks, which are 3 tasks that move you forward in other areas of your life. You add a 5-minute cold shower, which will definitely suck the most because I am a girl of warmth. I moved here to the desert because I hate the cold. So that one will be definitely the toughest part I'm anticipating. And then you also do 10 minutes of dedicated visualization. So that will be phase 1. That is 30 days. I'm going to start on April 1st. So April 1st through April 30th, I'll be doing phase 1. After that, I can continue with my life, hold on to the habits that I really enjoyed from 75 hard and doing this. And then phase 2 is another 30 days. And I'm going to select some month, probably in the fall time. And it's the same rules as the initial 75 hard for 30 days. So probably like September 1st through September 30th or something, I'll be doing that. And then phase 3 is the last 30 days leading up to the full year. So I think it's going to be December 5th until January 4th. Since I started January 4th, 2021, I would be finishing January 4th, 2022, which would complete the full year of the Live Hard Challenge. And then phase 3 is the last 30 days of the 365-day calendar leading up to your first day of 75 hard. It's the same as phase 1, so that's with the critical power task, the cold shower, and the dedication. Plus, you talk to a stranger every day, and you do 1 random act of kindness. And that is what I'm most excited for. I'm an extrovert. I love meeting people. I am very excited to do that every single day and meet new people, because everyone has their own ish. Like, everyone's dealing with something. And that's something that I didn't realize until my early 20s, was that person that you think has a perfect life, it isn't that perfect life. They're dealing with something, or they've dealt with something which brought them to where they are now. Like, if you knew me in 2018-ish, oh my God, hello, you're welcome for the content, but that was my ish that I was going through. And it made me who I am today. Like, I don't wish my past upon anyone, but it made me the stronger person that I am today, and it showed me that if I can get through that, I can get through a migraine and going on a walk for one night. And everyone has something like that. Like, everyone has their hardships. Like, everyone has something that they've struggled through, or they're even struggling through it right now. And getting to that connection will make you, one, empathize with people a lot more, help people more, and just be less scared of other people. That was such a big thing for me growing up. I was always intimidated by someone else. Like, oh, she's prettier than me. Oh, she's smarter than me. Oh, she has a better life than me. And it's like, well, I don't know what she was going through in her personal life. Like, everyone has their stuff, and just treat people kindly, and understand that everyone is a different place right now, and to meet people where they are. And the random act of kindness, I'm very excited for this. I anticipate that I'll be cleaning up a lot of trash on my walks. I live kind of in like the city suburb area, so there's just trash littering the streets, and I'm excited to keep that area tidy for at least 30 days straight, or just donating stuff, helping out. There's a huge homeless population out here, just helping out, volunteering, doing stuff like that, the random act of kindness. I'm excited to see what difference it makes for me in my life and the way that I move forward after that, where I have to complete a random act of kindness every day. And I'm excited to see what that's going to do for how I treat other people and behave in 2022. All in all, I think I got all the questions covered. If you have any additional questions, feel free to DM me, message me, call me, beat me, tweet me, whatever Kim Possible says. This was a really great experience that I definitely recommend for anyone who is willing to put in the work and get the results. This is more of a mental challenge than a physical challenge. I've had a lot of people kind of just like ask me about the physical aspect, but to me personally, and to a lot of people who have done the 75 hard challenge, it is a mental challenge. It'll change your perspective on life. It'll change how hard you work, how dedicated you are. It'll change your motivation, your priorities, and whoever does it, good luck. You can always message me throughout your process. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out. Bye!